Alrighty, next game up here is Washington at Buffalo, and not a lot to talk about in this game. Well, a little bit to talk about, so let's talk about it. But here we go. Josh Allen looking real solid out here. He went 32 of 43. 32 of 43. Let's get that completion percentage up. 32 of 43. 32 of 43. Bango, bango. We're at 74% completion percentage. Finally, what did the first 2 weeks? He had like 50% around there for the first two games. So finally, truly, Josh Allen getting back on track here a little bit at home. Put up 43 points. Really dominant. We've been talking about the Bills leaving the door open the last 2 weeks, and they still left the door open a little bit here, but closed it quicker than what they did in the first two, or last week. They lost game one, unfortunately. Didn't close the door, but Bills starting to get it figured out. Fantastic right here, and Josh Allen coming alive. So 32 of 43, 358 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Nobody fumbled in this game. Absolutely fantastic. No negative plays, no turnovers by the Bills. All fantastic. So Josh Allen had a great game. The running backs had real good games as well. Zach Moss, 13 carries for 60 yards. Devin Singletary, 11 carries for 26 yards. And look at Mitch Trubisky getting into the game as well, rushing for 19 yards on 4 carries. He also threw a ball as well for 1 yard. Fantastic by good old Mitch. Josh Allen was playing so good, they could have used the backup. Alrighty, the receiving game here, and this was huge by the Bills. Great job by the wide receivers here. Cole Beasley, leading wide receiver here for the Bills, 11 catches for 98 yards, but was even more impressive, Emmanuel Sanders getting open down the field, and this is why the Bills could be truly dangerous this season. If Josh Allen continues to progress like we hope he is and just saw last week, but having Stephon Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders on each side of the field, and then Cole Beasley in the slot, it opens up a lot of things, and Emmanuel Sanders was getting consistently open here for the big down-the-field scores, and Josh Allen was putting it right on the money. So the connection between Josh Allen and Emmanuel Sanders, we needed to be great, and it was absolutely fantastic yesterday. 5 receptions for Emmanuel Sanders for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely well done. Stephon Diggs, 6 receptions for 62 yards. Dawson Knox, 4 receptions for 49 yards. Zach Moss, 3 receptions for 31 yards. And then Gabriel Davis, 1 reception for 23 yards. So Josh Allen spreading the ball around, going to his main targets. You got to love what Josh Allen shown. Now let's just talk about quickly leaving the door open a little bit. First drive by the Bills, they go down, score a touchdown. Fantastic. Second drive, it's a turnover on downs, being a little aggressive here. 4th and 2 at Washington's 35. Unfortunately, could not pick it up, but that's not on Josh Allen, and we're going to point that out on Wednesday's film study. It's just Devin Singletary being trash. He caught the ball like 2 yards short, and then he tried to like juke out a defender. You got to just power forward. So that's on Devin Singletary. Third drive, they go down and score a touchdown off of a fumble, making it 14-0. And then they capitalized on an interception, making it 21-0. But this is where they left the door open a crack here. So after going up 21-0, still in the first half, the Washington go down and score a touchdown, making it 21-7. They get another touchdown off of the kickoff return. Flounder. They fumbled it. And Washington gets possession at the Bills' 24-yard line. They go down and score a touchdown. Now it's 21-14. And then the Bills, being down 21-14, they go 4 and out, leaving the door open. But Washington doesn't do anything with it. Bills go down and score a field goal, making it 24-14, and another field goal right before half, making it 27-14. And then after halftime, they come out, score a touchdown, a field goal, making it 36-14, and the game is over. So they did leave the door open a little bit here, but they did close it quicker than they did last week against the Dolphins. So everything is seeming to shore up here for the Bills. A little bit of a rocky start, but it's the start of the season. So now we're starting to get into, the first 4 games. In a 16-game schedule, most kind of, coaches and teams, they just kind of take it in 4-game kind of increments. The first 4 games of the season, then the next 4, just kind of, forget everything in the last 4 games, continuing and focusing here on this 4-game stretch. So we're starting to get past the first quarter of the season here. And now we're starting to get Buffalo and Josh Allen getting everything getting their footing underneath them, and they're looking to kind of be one of the top tier teams in this league, which they kind of already are at this point of the season. So well done by the Bills, getting everything on point here. Alrighty, now let's talk about Washington and Taylor Heinicke. I mean, competitive game a little bit here. They, were starting to turn the tide, but when you're down 21-0, you have to be flawless for the rest of the game, and they just were not. So Taylor Heinicke goes 14 of 24. 14 of 24. Nothing great here. 58% completion percentage. He had 212 yards for only 14 completions, so he was slinging the ball around, which we do like. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The interceptions, like we said, not good. First interception, they are able to score a touchdown with. The second interception, they score a field goal. So 10 points off of his interceptions. And then we have some fumbles here, one by Logan Thomas. And this really turned the tide of the game as well a little bit. Washington trying to kind of go down and score the ball here after being down 7-0. Logan Thomas fumbles, and they make it 14-0. So Logan Thomas truly hurt this team, and then Taylor Heinicke, unfortunately, his turnovers hurt the team even worse. All right, the running games here. Antonio Gibson, man oh man, 12 carries for 31 yards. He got most of his yards on one play, and I was ready to kind of call Antonio Gibson an A1 tier 1 back. He's been kind of clawing at that kind of rank these last couple of games here, but just couldn't get it quite going here. Antonio Gibson, 1 reception for 73 yards and 1 touchdown as well. Leading receiver for the Washington football team. Great kind of back out of the backfield back here. And this is why I'm not writing off Antonio Gibson. We need Taylor Heinicke to kind of clean it up a little bit out here. And Washington to clean it up overall offensively a little bit here. But Antonio Gibson, he's knocking on the door to try to be an A1 tier 1 running back in this league, and we'll keep track of him as these weeks progress. But watch out for Antonio Gibson. I want to see this man do something special here. Unfortunately, locked up in the rushing game, he broke free in the passing game a little bit. Alrighty, J.D. McKissick, 3 carries for 23 yards. Terry McLaurin, 4 receptions for 62 yards. Logan Thomas, 4 receptions, 42 yards. He had a passing touchdown reception, but he also fumbled the ball early on. So real bad performance by him. And then J.D. McKissick, 2 receptions for 15 yards. But this game was really not that competitive. Bills got out to a big stretch. Washington made it a game for a moment, and then the Bills shut the door in their face, unfortunately. So Washington's defense gave up 43 points. Unfortunate, they had to deal with a lot of short fields off of turnovers, but this Bills defense is the real deal, truly. And, Josh Allen will definitely make you pay on all of your turnovers and all that. So, well done by Josh Allen, seeming to get his feet underneath him this season, and the Bills should be rocking and roaring from this point on.